Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We have a mock exam today for grade 8. First we have a vocabulary question. Choose the correct word from A, B, C and D. He was proud to his country in the Olympic Games. Represent, wave, post, disturb. The answer here is represent. We should be with poor people. Frozen, huge, submissive, humble. The answer is humble. My favorite space is an engineer. Layer, yoga, profession, Tao. The answer is profession. It means a job. Number 4. Throwing the is an interesting sport. Wingspan, shot put, oasis, flame. The answer is shot put. Question number 2. We have also a vocabulary question. Fill in the spaces with words from the list. We have the words bend, sandy, engineer, fit, wealth. Keeping space is good for your health. Keeping what? Yes, keeping fit is good for your health. Number 6. You should your knees when you jump. You should, yes, bend your knees when you jump. Pearls were signs of space in the past. Pearls were signs of wealth in the past. Number 8. Most deserts in the world are, yes, sandy. Most deserts are sandy. Then we have grammar question. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences. You have to choose the right answer from them. Number 9. I think that fish is space chicken. Delicious, more delicious, the most delicious, most delicious. The answer, more delicious than. Because we are comparing between two things, fish and chicken, so we use more. And of course the adjective is long, so we use more, not er. We are comparing two things and the adjective is long, so we use more than. Number 10. She space when the telephone rang. Are sleeping, was sleeping, is sleeping, were sleeping. The answer was sleeping. Here we have the keyword when, and the telephone rang, the past symbol. It's a past symbol, so we need here the past continuous, was sleeping. Number 11. Look, the boys space flowers in the garden. Cut, were cutting, was cutting, are cutting. Here also we have a keyword look. Look, it means it's a keyword for the present continuous. So we have to use are cutting the present continuous with plural. 12. It's important space a canvas when you go camping. It's important to take, yes, because after it's and an adjective we use to and the infinitive. We use to and the infinitive. So it's important to take a canvas. Another grammar question, do as shown between brackets. 13. Khalid visits his grandfather at the weekend. Change into negative. The answer will be Khalid doesn't visit his grandfather at the weekend. So here we have visits, it becomes doesn't visit. It's in the present symbol, so we use doesn't to change it into negative and we omit the letter S. 14. While Faris surfed the net, his friend called him. Correct the verb surf. Here we have the key word while. After while we use the past continuous tense, so we have to put here was surfing. The Nile is the longest river in the world. Ask a question. So the question is, what's the longest river in the world? Language functions. We have 3 sentences, each one 2 marks. We have 6 marks here. 16. Your father asks you about the job you want to have and why you like it. You can say, for example, I'd like to be a doctor, a policeman, a teacher, anything you want. And you say the reason. I'd like to be a doctor, for example, to help sick people. Someone shows you a new shirt he has bought. You have to say your opinion here. You can say it looks great, or it's wonderful or fantastic. Your brother feels bored. You have to suggest something here. For example, you can say, let's go to the club. Of course, any reasonable answer here is accepted. Now we come to the set book questions. Number 19. How did the Nazca people drew their pictures? Of course, they took the red sand from the desert to show the yellow rock. Question number 2. We have here 4 questions. You have to answer only 3 out of them. You can leave 1. 20. Why did the tradition of pearl diving begin to die? The answer: because Japan made cheap pearls. 21. What do the 5 rings in the Olympic flag represent? We know that the Olympic flag has 5 rings. What do they represent? They represent the 5 continents of the world. Keeping fit is very important for you. Explain how and why keeping fit is important for you. So it helps you, keeping fit helps you to be healthy, so you can study better. Now we come to writing a composition. Deserts cover more than 1/3 of the Earth's land surface. Plan and write a report of 2 paragraphs. You have to write 2 paragraphs. 10 sentences about deserts. The following words and phrases may help you. You have 2 ideas here: the nature of deserts and life in the desert. Each one has keywords, some keywords. The nature of deserts, you have keywords like dry places, sandy, rocky, and frozen. These are the kinds of the deserts. The weather, you can talk about the weather in the desert. The resources in the desert. Oases in the desert. Okay. The second idea, life in the desert. You have some words: survive, animals and plants adapt, special skin, layers of fat, nomadic. So before you begin to write your composition, you have to make a plan. So you should take each idea of these, write the first one here, and the second one here. Then you give your ideas or your details about each one of them. This is your plan. Then in this page you write your composition. You have to write 2 paragraphs. When you write, we have here how we put our marks. We put 10 marks about ideas, paragraph, numbers of sentences, paragraphing and number of sentences, 10 marks. Pre-writing techniques, which is the plan, we put 2 marks. Spelling and structure, we put 2 marks. Handwriting, spacing and punctuation, 1 mark. The total 15 marks. The total mark of composition, 15 marks. The last page we have a reading passage. After reading, you have 2 kinds of questions. The first one is choice, choose the correct answer. The second one, answer the following questions. So let's read the passage. One way to protect your country is to build a high wall. This is just what the Chinese did. Once there were many rulers in China. First, those in the north built short walls on the northern part. Later, the whole of China was united under its first emperor. He ordered that some of the old short walls should be joined up to form one new unbroken wall surrounding the country. Only 3 years later, the emperor ordered 1.8 million workers to repair and complete building other walls. When the work on these new walls was finished, 214 BC, it had taken less than 20 years to complete them. But hundreds of the workers died. We're going to ask you about this word. They faced many enemy attacks. In later years, other emperors made repairs and added new sections, also are going to ask about this word, to the Great Wall. The last work took place 400 years ago. Much of the wall is still standing today, following the land over mountains and valleys. It measures about 4,800 kilometers. It's the longest wall ever built. To your surprise, the Great Wall of China is the only building on the earth that can be seen from the moon. The first question, choose the correct answer from A, B, C, and D. The best title for this passage could be, here we are asking you to choose a title. So choose a general title about the passage. The passage talks about what? The enemies, the mountains, the Great Wall, or the emperors. Of course, the Great Wall. The underlined pronoun they in line 8, this they, refers to what? The Chinese, the years, the rulers, the workers. When you answer a question like this, You go back to the previous sentence. But hundreds of the workers died. So they faced many enemy attacks. So by the word they, we mean the workers here. Question 3. The word section in line 9 means, the word sections here in line 9 means yards, parts, bridges, spaces. Of course, it means parts. The Chinese built the Great Wall to space the country to protect, complete, repair, face. Of course, to protect their country. Then we have another kind of question. Answer the following questions. Why did many workers die while building the wall? Of course, we have read that they faced many enemy attacks. They faced many enemy attacks. How long is the Great Wall of China? So it measures about 4,800 kilometers. Number 7. What's strange with the Great Wall of China? It's the only building that you can see from the moon. Question 8. How many years did it take the Chinese to finish the wall? Of course, we have read it took them less than 20 years. Best wishes. Thank you and goodbye. See you next time, inshallah.